16th Plan Commission Study Session to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Mr. Imig, would you please call roll?
Bill Jarvis.
Here.
Miles Long.
Here.
Tom Curris.
Here.
Chris Rack.
Here.
Bob Kokon.
Here.
Gary Imig present. Tom Anderson.
Here. First item, Pavix Edition, general location 1445 Lincoln Highway, Pavix Edition, petitioner Dejan and Draganya Pavic, represented by Weiser and Wiley LLP, attorney James L. Weiser, request review of property for potential rezoning. Good evening, Mr. Weiser.
Yes. Let me get in here. Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the Planning Commission. Jim Weiser, the attorney for the project, offices at 429 West Lincoln Highway in Schererville. I hope you agree with me. This will be short and sweet. At least that's what we're hoping for. This has been an ongoing issue for some period of time. The Pavix property is on US 30. Actually, I see Miss LaRue here, right, adjoining Miss LaRue's property. And there's been an issue for many years. This isn't the first time or client our office has had here on this issue about the potential rezoning of that property to a commercial designation. However, there's a residential restriction that requires that all development be residential. And we've gone back and forth with the town and with others. And finally, the town attorney, Dave, came up with a proposed process that we should recommends that we would follow, and hopefully the Plan Commission would follow, to do it in an appropriate manner by law with notice and all of that, so that if there are any objections to it, they would have the opportunity to appear and be heard. There's a lot more to it, but you really don't need to know about that now. Happy to answer questions if you do. But so we've agreed, I've met with my client and with Nick Georgiou, who's the contractor on the project, or project manager, and we've agreed that we'll abide by the town attorney's recommendation, and if the Plan Commission is of the same accord and says and authorizes us to proceed to follow that procedure to get to the point where we can then file for rezoning, we're willing to do that.
So the first step is tonight, and then they would file a petition to remove the residential restrictive covenant, which would then become a public meeting with us.
That's correct.
And then if we approve that, then we would give them a certificate to take to the recorder's office, which they would record. Then it would come back to us again for the zone change, and then go to the town council if we, to act on the recommendation that we give the town council.
That's correct. One practical thing I would point out is that Dave also indicated in his memorandum, in his procedure to remove a residential law restriction, he also indicated that in a bold printed note that both petitions may be heard, or can be heard, under separate cases at the same Plan Commission public meeting with separate action taken by the Plan Commission. So we do have to do two separate procedures, but he's suggesting, not recommending, suggesting that it could be done at the same meeting. And given the passage of time, I know I've been involved in this for a year plus, and there's been prior, and Dan and his wife and Nick have been involved in it much longer than I have. If we could do it in that way, that certainly would be preferential.
Okay. Questions from board members? Mr. Jarvis?
Attorney Weiser, what's the reasoning for the rezoning?
Well, Bill, I really don't want to get ahead of ourselves.
Okay,
Because
I'll ask you
we're
when
not
we-
there yet. I mean, the reasoning, the reasoning is that Mr. Pavic, as well as neighbors, have indicated, both to him and to our office over the years, that they believe that it's consistent with the master plan and comprehensive plan, I'm sorry, and consistent with the nature of the development along 30, and that's why they would like to see it.
Okay.
Okay.
Anything from staff? No other questions from board members? So you're gonna advertise for April or May, or do you have a timeline?
We're going to advertise as soon as we possibly can, and so I would think, I don't know the date of your April meeting. What's that, Denise?
April 6th.
Oh, no. I don't see how we could do that. I mean, I'd love to do it, but there'd be no way for us to get the notices prepared and ready and out at
May
that time.
4th. May 4th then would be the next.
That would be okay,
Okay.
assuming you are agreeable in directing us to do that. That's kind of what was implied.
Yeah, it's laid out here pretty straightforward. So, I mean, so long as we know,
Okay.
and if, it's eventually going to wind up in front of the town council, which David is the attorney for. So if he feels this is the way to go,
That's sort of the way we looked at it.
yeah,
Okay, well, thank you. We will do that. Appreciate it.
thank you. All right, next item. Family Express, general location, 751 Lincoln Highway, re-subdivision of Lot 1, Von Tobel Edition, Lot 3. Petitioner Family Express Corp., Pete Andrio, Vice President of Development, and Patrick Lip, General Counsel, represented by Weiser and Wiley LLP Attorney James L. Weiser and DVG Team Engineer James Huss Jr., request a 3-lot C3 highway commercial subdivision with waivers of storm drainage and US 30 Commercial Corridor Overlay District Development Plan Review.
Thank you again, Mr. Chairman. I'm the same guy that was here a second ago, just so the
I
record's clear.
recognize the purple coat.
That's why I wore it tonight. I was unable to attend the last study session when our client was here due to other commitments in the city of Crown Point that evening, but we were requested to come back because this is obviously a significant project for the community. Everybody's project is meaningful and significant, but this one, because of its location, because of the nature of it. So it's a good thing to go over it with a fine-tooth comb, and we understand that. So as I understood it in my discussions with James Huss, who I'll bring up here in a minute because he knows much more about it than I do, there were some outstanding issues that needed to be considered prior to us, or you all authorizing us to submit for public hearing, which we'd like to do, and we would, in fact, because we've been preparing for this, we pretty sure we can have everything done and ready for the April 6th meeting, if that's your preference. If not, we understand, but that's what we would really like to see accomplished if possible. So there were several issues that he talked to me about, and I know he's going to he's going to speak about the merits of those, and there's a wetland review, and remember now we're plotting Lot 1. It's a 3-lot subdivision, but we're actually developing right now, I guess probably better said, Lot 1. And there was an issue that was raised about potential, any implications with the drainage board, and I think James can address that pretty easily. And then, and the last 2 questions, there might be, well, really the last question is, any involvement or permitting necessary, any involvement with NDOT. I know that we've had conversations with NDOT. I know that the town has, I know Andy has, because we are making significant improvements to the south side, and the town has a plan to make significant improvements to the north side of Klein Avenue. And that's critically important to the success of the project and for the flow of traffic. So for all those reasons, we needed to come back here, and there may be something else as well. Everything else has been submitted. There may be something else Denise may want to bring up, I'm not sure, but I'm going to let James touch all of those bases because he's much more familiar with the substance of it. So I'll have him come up if that's okay.
Sure.
Yeah, go ahead. Oh, you came up.
Good evening. To second on what Jim said, when we were here, I believe 2 weeks ago, the package that you had received has now been supplemented with some additional materials related to architectural renderings of the front of the building. Signage admittedly did just come in this morning. It is in the back ends of your packet. Landscaping has been provided as well as photometrics. As it pertains to the plat, which Jim was primarily touching on, first and foremost, I do want to extend my appreciation to town staff, and I know Neil is not here tonight, but Nice Engineering for providing such an expedited review. It was greatly appreciated. Just to touch in a little bit more detail on what the overall plan is, and then the few comments that Neil and Nice did bring up. So we are platting 3 lots, or intend to plat 3 lots. Lot 1 being Family Express, and Lot 2 and 3 are the ones adjacent to Turkey Creek. So one of the things Neil brought up is the presence of a regulated drain easement that is 75 feet on both sides, but in this case to the east of Turkey Creek. When work on Lot 2 takes place, there will need to be a permit filed for that. None of the work pertaining to Lot 1 is within that regulated drain easement. So it is expected that whoever it is that does develop Lot 2, whether that be Family Express at a later date or to be a third entity, they would need to file for a permit. The reason we did not file that today is because we do not know, in fact, whether Family Express will be the party that will develop Lot 2. Neil that seemed at least initially sufficient to Neil's satisfaction why that permit was not filed yet. The second item he brought up, on or about October of 2025, both Neil and Denise brought up to me the fact that the town of Schererville has a requirement that cursory filing with IDEM be made, which we did make immediately. It did flag through IDEM that there may be wetlands adjacent to Turkey Creek, which in terms of what the town requires, would require the developer to perform a wetland delineation. There are particulars in Indiana specifically, you cannot perform a delineation in the wintertime, which is why one has not yet been done. Not because we didn't want to do it, but because we can't get ahead of it because of the time of year we were in. Now that will still be done. I can confidently report that Family Express has contracted with Soil Solutions. They have it on their schedule to be performed on May 18th, which is 3 days into the growing season. We cannot do it any earlier than that. And then similar to the comments about the Lake County Drainage Board, if there are any wetlands on the overall property, they are not on Lot 1, which is where Family Express is intending the immediate work. So as it pertains to the overlay development plan, the platting of the subdivision, it's, at least in my opinion, not particularly pertinent to Lot 1 because it's so far removed from the waterway. If we were coming in with a development plan on Lot 2 and Lot 3 immediately today for immediate construction, I would have a very different opinion. But that is the reason why that at least hasn't been done yet. Of course, we would expect it to be a requirement if, for anybody that, whether it's Family Express or another party, to come in for work on lots 2 and 3. Anise did confirm that the utility plan is consistent with town development standards. This is so that's generally speaking. His next item was related to lighting and photometrics. There are a few soft spots which I can get into or not, but if, based on town's opinion, town staff's opinion, we do need to go back to BZA for some very, very minor touch-up variances. We are more than happy and willing to do so. Neil did seem to be satisfied with the waiver request as it pertains to stormwater detention, which we did touch on a couple weeks ago. And to second what Jim has said, we do expect to need to file an NDOT permit. Both myself and Mr. Hansen have been in direct contact with NDOT traffic staff. I think the collective all agrees that the plan for Klein Avenue is sound and we know it's a busy corner and we're doing the best we can with it. So there seems to be a consensus of the important minds on that front. So that's kind of touching on the comments we did receive. Town staff was kind enough to confirm that the SWIP plan was sufficient, which we appreciate. That will be useful if the town does happen to authorize any advanced demolition activities on the property, so we thank you for that. With that, I'm happy to get into as little or as much further. You do have building elevations in your packet, a landscaping plan. I know this is just a study session, but as Jim said, we're really hoping to potentially a little bit more than 2 weeks from now, and hopefully be here for public hearing for the plat and potentially the overlay development plan, albeit we did just, I believe, complete that packet this morning.
Mr. Helmuth, anything to add on his comments?
No, I think he covered it, from my knowledge, the conversation was with me. So,
Okay.
they were working diligently on it.
So,
I do have one, Tom.
yes, Mr.
I do have a
Gorman.
question. So James, are you gonna request a waiver at primary for stormwater, or?
We will be requesting 2 waivers at primary, one related to the stormwater detention, and then the second waiver is strictly for Lot 3 in that it does not have, it's not adjacent to public right-of-way.
Okay, so a waiver for lot 1?
A waiver for, the stormwater waiver will be for all lots. The frontage
Okay.
waiver will only be for Lot 3.
Okay,
So you're gonna
thank you.
be coming in for the plat for all 3 lots, but only Lot 1 is going to be constructed in the beginning, correct?
That is correct. There will be obviously demolition work, but as far as our development plan, that is strictly for the building on Lot 1.
On Lot 1, yeah. Okay. Questions from board members?
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Jarvis?
just a quick question. I know we're working with Lot 1, but on Lot 2, where you have your property line, is there still enough room there to meet our ordinance for the building that's going to exist?
There is, I do not know it for sure, but I know that's why we drew it up that way. There is a 10-foot separation between the lot line and what will remain of the building on Lot 2.
And the second part of the question is, the parking you have in front of that building on Lot 2, again, I'm referring to Lot 2 when we're working on 1, but all those parking spaces, will they be cross easement parking, or how will that work?
On the plat, which is a sea of hatches, I do realize that. So there is cross-access across basically all 3 lots combined. There's technically, at least legally, not cross-parking, but Lot 2, with the parking that is on Lot 2, does make the Lot 2 building compliant for parking. And so similarly, the Lot 1 building is much larger. So all parking east of that lot line is designated for Lot 1 to make the Lot 1 building compliant for parking.
Because my understanding was the building was going to be, the frontage was going to be the back side of the Family Express building, correct?
The frontage of the tenant for the Lot 1 building, the non-Family Express unit, its real front will be the west side of the building.
Okay, and so the building on Lot 2, the frontage will be the back side of Family Express's building, yes?
No, so on the east face of the Lot 2 building
Okay,
will be a retaining wall that ranges in height between 3 to 6 feet to build that parking up for the Lot 1 building. The Lot 2 building, which is obviously not fleshed out yet, Lot 2 building will have the potential for frontage on its northwest or south side, or some combination. It has the potential for 3 front doors.
so that hasn't been determined at this point,
Correct.
okay.
Actually, if you go to EXHB, it shows you've got all 4 sides on Lot 2.
It will be a 4-sided building. In all likelihood, the east face of the Lot 2 building will be nothing more than emergency exits and minimal windows, given that it'll front a retaining wall.
Yeah, and again, all I was doing was trying to make sure that we don't take parking away from that building.
Yeah, by the counts, the parking that exists on the Lot 2 as it's being platted will make, per ordinance, Lot 2 have enough
Okay,
by the code.
thank you.
Other questions? You know, it's a lot to digest here, kind
I know.
of looking through here to.
Mr. Chairman, I have another question related to my first one.
Yes.
Again, James, so for primary approval, without a wetland delineation, you're asking the Plan Commission to approve that plat on all 3 lots without the wetland delineation and all the other permits that you may or may not need? Is that correct?
I mean, I guess the answer would be yes, the only thing I would add to that would be that the permits are actually for the work to be done on the lots, not necessarily the subdividing of the property.
Okay.
But the answer is yes.
Okay. So, since you're only developing Lot 1 right now, once the delineation comes back and there's direction for other permitting, you will apply for those when Lots 2 and 3 are developed, or?
Or
Okay.
whether it's Family Express or another party, it's beyond assumed that no development plan would be approved for Lots 2 or Lot 3 without those all being in hand and those permits that apply to only those lots being in hand.
Okay. I mean, I know we've done it in the past that maybe primary is approved, but secondary is not till the delineation's done.
Well, that might be a question for the attorney, but
I know we've done it in the past where it's contingent upon, even the primary for the
but
approvals.
you're looking to get Lot 1 going right now.
Yeah, that is what makes this, amongst a bunch of different things, what makes this a very unique unusual development in that obviously we desire to plat all the lots and potentially get to the final, because typically you can't issue a development plan until a lot's been created, and you have to get to final to do that. What we do know is that the totality of Lot 1 is quite far away from the areas that would require the permits that Mr. Gorman was just discussing. If we were coming in for immediate work on lots 2 and lot 3, we would have a much different request of you.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Jarvis.
Lot 1 does not have any wetlands on it existing currently, correct?
It is pretty much 100% paved, so I'm very confident it does
Okay,
not.
so basically an approval on Lot 1 and contingent upon Lot 2 and 3 could be the movement of the Plan Commission.
Certainly, how the mechanics
So
of
that you can do Lot 1.
Yes.
Yeah, but would they be able to start work on Lot 1 if they were delayed with the wetland situation on 2 and 3?
Well, as I see it, Lot 2 and Lot 3, like he's saying, maybe even a different developer altogether. So what we'd be doing is approving Lot 1, Lot 2 and 3 would be contingent.
Right, but if we're holding secondary until Lot 2 and Lot 3, that's...
No, that's not what I meant,
Oh, okay.
Tom. I just meant that we would hold secondary until we get that report back from the wetland delineation. That's going to be done on May 18th.
Okay. All right, that was my concern.
And we know more once we have the delineation in
Yeah,
front
my
of us.
concern is they want to get going with Lot 1.
Right, I
I
agree.
thought you meant everything on hold
No,
until...
no.
Okay, so just the report that's due in May would be the subject of the secondary.
Correct.
Okay. Just so, get our ducks in a row here before the public hearing, so we know what we're doing at what point. And I realize you want to start with Lot 1, but we want to make sure we've got everything else, lined up as to where it's going to be legal and let you guys get started.
And I do think, just knowing what I know about the town's calendar, by the time we would even get to final plat, a potential vote is likely very close to or immediately before or after when the delineation would be performed.
Questions, concerns? If you have concerns, say them now, because they're advertising for April. Now's the time to,
One question.
Mr. Emick.
Now that we have better pictures, can you go over that parking issue that John Tebow brought up the last meeting we were talking about?
Andy, could you scroll to the site plan, please?
Site plan.
Gary, are you referring to the EXHB for the connection there? Yeah, okay. I just want to be looking at the right drawing.
Clarity on what that looked like exactly now?
It says EX.
I think for all your sake, sheet C203 is probably the most visible page.
C?
C203 in the lower right-hand corner. Sorry, C103. My apologies.
103?
C103.
Okay.
103.
C103.
Oh, yeah, I didn't see it too.
There's not a 2.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Okay, I'm on that page then.
So if you look immediately south of the dumpster enclosure for Family Express, which is, say, about 100 feet due west of the car wash. So Mr. Tebow brought up the fact that, he brought up a number of factors. There's currently 2 rows of parking immediately north of the Grit Fitness building. The southern row of that building actually encroaches onto Family Express's property by approximately 5 feet. The northern row of parking is fully on Family Express's property. There did not appear to be on title any legalized cross-parking or parking easement or even cross-access easement. Family Express made it clear early on, we didn't have a need to wipe out both rows of parking because we know parking is at a premium in that area. So we did back our curb line in a little bit. But unfortunately, because of the stacking or queuing that we need leading into the car wash, it necessitated us to put the dumpster enclosure where previously there was no parking so a vehicle could go through. Mr. Thiel brought up the fact that, well, what if a vehicle comes alongside the north side of Grit Fitness and finds all of those parking spots to be full? Where are they going to go? Are they going to have to back all the way back out to the front, which obviously nobody really wants. Unfortunately, the spacing that Family Express needs to accommodate their car wash, we need to have the dumpster where it's shown. Our, I guess, compromise or proposed solution would be, and it's illustrated on C-103, is we'd be happy to provide some pavement striping on the adjacent property at cost to Family Express to, I guess, stripe out an area where people aren't instructed to park and they can use that area as a three-point turn so that they can, instead of backing all the way out, they can proceed the right way out. It's not a perfect solution, but it is, given that there were no rights to cross-access, and I think the goodwill of Family Express not taking all the property that they have since purchased, that was the compromise we proposed.
And that's what we had discussed at the last meeting.
That's correct.
And there is cross-access at the east end.
There absolutely is legalized cross-access. It is shown on the plat and actually extends further south onto Mr. Thiel's property. But the cross-access is only at, basically just west of the driveway on Decline.
Yeah. So I have a question. I don't know if you would answer this or maybe Andy or Mr. Helmuth. Regarding the improvements on Klein Avenue, would that start without NDOT approval of Route 30? Or they would all be contingent on NDOT? The Klein Avenue and Route 30 improvements would all be, okay. And that has been applied for?
No,
No.
we're still communicating with them.
Yeah, we just heard back from them last week.
Okay.
Sometimes they have to be nudged.
Yeah, the fact that they can't keep the lights at Route 30 in Austin going for more than a day is, they're
Yeah,
out
they are-
again today.
They are going to be two separate permits. We'll have our own, and Family Express will have their own.
We'll have one for the north side, and they'll have one for the south side.
Correct.
Okay. Questions, comments, concerns? Okay. Mr. Long?
I just want to check on that, the Klein Avenue work. So we'll be doing the north and south at the exact same time in conjunction with them?
That's the hope.
Yeah, yeah, okay, just,
Yeah,
yeah.
if we get the permits, they probably will be at the same time, the permits as well as the work.
Mr. Helmuth, any concerns, questions? Anything from staff?
No, I'm good, thank you.
Okay, yeah, I had mentioned before at the last meeting of waiting and having a special meeting, but if the engineering has come back and there's not issues, so, yeah, if you're gonna advertise for April 6th,
That would be great. I'm sure Jim or I or both of us will be in contact with Denise tomorrow.
All right,
Thank you.
thank you. All right, next item. Steak and Shake Refresh Program, exterior facade and signage, general location 312 US 41, re-subdivision of Lot 3, Block 3, Plum Creek Village, Commercial Addition, Lot 2. Petitioner Steak and Shake, represented by SES Branding Company, Nick McCurley and David Michael, Field Operations, request the US 41 Commercial Corridor Overlay District Development Plan Review. Good evening.
Hello there. My name is David Michael. I am from SES Branding. We're located at 6001 Nimps Parkway in South Bend, Indiana. Like you said, I'm here to speak on the Steak and Shake at 312 North US 41. Just gonna kind of run through this package here, and if you have any questions, you can stop me.
Sure.
Kind of just a general run through, and then we can speak about how we feel about this. So if we go to, let's say, the next page, the page after this one. Yes, thank you. This is the aerial site plan, kind of has the signs laid out on the left. They're broken out by number. They have channel letters, canopy letters, a linear wall message, and then face replacements for the freestanding pylon sign. So if you see on the next page, this will show you the bollard, dumpster, traffic flow portion of the site plan on the next page, yep. So there are bollards at the corners of the building, the ends of the parking spaces that abut the building. Just as you traverse through the lot there, it's kind of a circle of traffic. It's more of a one-way than anything, so it's a pretty skinny parking lot, but that's kind of a way to mitigate the land there. And then if we go to the next page, we start really digging into the sign package. So you'll see the front elevation here. This is the one abutting the right-of-way. We're proposing a channel letter set on the front above the door, showing customers where they can enter. And then you'll also see the canopy letters that say famous for steak burgers, beef tallow fries. That message is more for the on-site motorists and pedestrians getting into the parking lot. Also, walking to the front door kind of lets them know what they're getting themselves into if they don't know what a Steak and Shake is. It's not very visible or legible from the road if you're traversing the road there at the legal speed limit, but it gives life and feel to the building. You'll see that the existing signage, it has that look that what you're used to when you go to Steak and Shake, the bold red coloring, all that. They're going for more of a sleek black and white look now, as you can see. And currently, it does say there's a sign there and it's existing, but it is a banner. There's a banner on the front, left and right. I came into this process a little bit later. I handle these types of processes where we go to the public hearings and stuff like that. But Steak and Shake has found themselves in a position where they've taken their building signage off of the building. They were thinking they were going to be getting this proposed sign package for whatever reason, and now they have some banners up there. So in an effort to try and make this building look like an operational business, and that it's not, I don't know, it's kind of an odd look with 3 banners on the outside of a Steak and Shake. Unfortunately, we found ourselves in this position, but we're looking to work with the town of Schererville and see if we can't make this building look the way it's supposed to appropriately, and that way the building can be identified and motorists can get to their final destination safely and efficiently. So we'll be moving on to the left elevation here. This would be the, obviously to the left of the front door. This is where you'll see 2 more canopy signs and a set of channel letters that say Steak and Shake, basically identifying the building to people driving down the road, alerting them of when they should be making their turn. And then you'll also see home of the original steak burger there on the side underneath the channel letters and the canopy letters. That's, again, more for on-site traffic and giving the building a sense of life and that it's thriving. All right. I skipped over the right elevation. I apologize if we could go back a couple pages. Thank you. And on this wall, it's the opposite of the left. We got canopy letters and another channel letter set showing this is a Steak and Shake. And they've kind of positioned it more towards the center of the elevation here. Originally, they were thinking we want it pushed to the front so that more people can see it from the roadways. But this is also the side of the building that when people approach the site, actually enter into the parking lot, they're coming in from the rear. And then, so that sign is more visible from both viewing corridors. And it does also make it, it just looks a little bit cleaner as well when you're approaching the building. And on the rear of the building, on the next page, you'll see there is no signage. We feel the pylon sign on the front, and then you get to see the building signage on the building. It kind of lets you know. It tells you the story. Here's the pylon sign. Then you look at the building. Okay, there's the building. I got to make 2 to 3 turns here to get to the back of the building, turn back into the parking lot, and that's why that building signage is there, so that people can safely continue on their way to the Steak and Shake without having to do any additional scanning or what have you. And then we can skip past the left elevation page again. And this is the proposed face replacements for the pylon. This sign is still there. The building signage is not, or it's in banner form, temporary. But the Steak and Shake pylon and the original steak burger that is currently standing, they're looking to replace that with the updated branding and just kind of covering up that bottom cabinet there. The bottom cabinet, I've been told, will not be illuminated at night or anything like that. It will just be the top cabinet. And then if you go to the next couple of pages, it just kind of breaks down the individual signs. This is the dimensions of the channel letters that are on the front, left, and right. And then you can kind of go through the messaging for the canopy letters, the typical signage that you see on Steak and Shakes, giving it that old-time feeling, I guess, kind of letting you know, hey, there's a burger joint. You can have fun here with your family. And the very last page shows what the Steak and Shake looked like before they removed all their building signage. And the awnings have actually been removed as well. So it's really just that white exterior building right now with 3 black and white banners with the Steak and Shake logo on it. So we're coming to you with, hoping that we can work together and get this building back up to where it needs to be, instead of looking like kind of a halfway business. Is it in business? Is it not? I don't know. So if you have any questions regarding anything in this package, I'm here to answer those.
Is there still going to be an awning over the drive-through?
Let's see here. That is on the left elevation. I believe so.
Or is it just black? Is that just going to be black?
So they're going to have it's going to look like a sign band. It's not like the actual awning that they used to have. It's more of just like a bump out where they can put the channel letters on.
Yeah, okay.
So those will be there, but it's not a full canopy where it's coming out to cover the entirety of the drive-through lane. Gives the building a little depth.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Jarvis?
couple of questions. Your pylon sign, it doesn't show anything in the bottom cabinet. What is that going to say, or is it a digital sign?
It's just going to be internally illuminated. That bottom cabinet there is going to be replaced with just the straight dark. I don't think it's a fully black. It's not black, but it's near black, and it's going to be the same color as the updated Steak and Shake branding.
So it's not going to say
It's not going to read
anything?
anything. There's no copy. they're just replacing the tenant panel with the blank panel for now. as
Kind of
well.
strange.
Yeah,
I get it. They're taking a lot of color away from this building.
I know it.
I don't know if I agree with it, but
Does kind of take a little bit of the life out of the building, but I
Yeah.
would say they're looking to kind of streamline their sign family so that they can not run into these problems again, hopefully avoid variances, that type of stuff. So
does all your signage fit into our ordinances?
they do not, and
No.
I would,
If you look on each page is a calculation.
So he's basically going to need a waiver or go in front of the BZA, one or the other.
Well, is that, or is it because it's in the overlay? It would still require,
Yeah, if you guys approve it, they don't need variances.
And then how sold are you on those banners?
I guess, could you elaborate on that question?
Well, I'm not sure I agree with the banners on the front of the building.
Oh, I agree. So there's no signage on the building whatsoever except for those banners. So they were planning to take down the signs and then put up these signs.
Temporarily?
Why, I'm not sure. No, the sign's in the package.
the banners will come down,
The
correct?
banners are not down. I was just over there today.
No, but the original signage, I guess they're asking.
There's no channel letters, no canopies, no nothing on the building, but then they hung up some temporary banners on the front, left, and right, kind of mirroring the new branding.
Until the new, and then they will come down.
Absolutely, yeah. No, they do
Okay,
not
so
want
the
banners on the
banners will
building.
be removed when the new signage is up.
Yes.
Okay. Just wanted to get clear on that.
Yeah, we are trying to get those banners off our building as soon as possible.
Questions, concerns? They do go over, but that's a decision we can make tonight, that we can let them come in front of us for a public hearing, and we can do it, or we can make them go to the BZA.
Or if I could interrupt, you could, have them alter it and come back.
So if we approve it, we're creating like a sign district and approving everything at our.
Yeah, because it's the 41 corridor, so
Right.
we can,
So if we approve it, it's approved.
yes.
You don't have to go in front of the BZA.
Yeah, it would
I
not
do
have
have one other question on the back, the context photos. You have all these orange pylons or whatever they are around the building?
Oh, yeah. Those aren't there anymore, and they will not be there.
Okay, I
Yeah, for the
wanted to
drive-through, no.
verify that.
They have lines in the lot now. Yeah, no.
They're kind of ugly. Just-
I agree.
Wow, I call this big.
Mr. Chairman?
Mr.
So all these signs that say like homemade milkshakes and famous for steak burgers and stuff, those are gonna be like little bump out, you said, or something?
So, yeah, if you imagine a wall,
Canopies.
and then there's just going to be a little sign band that's going to come off the wall a couple of feet.
Is
So
that
it
gonna
just-
be illuminated at all?
No,
Okay.
no. No external or internal illumination.
I say
I
we,
don't have an issue with, they go over, but, I mean, they're talking about their core items, burgers, fries, and milkshakes.
a lot of it you can consider informational. I have no problem with it. I think we should keep it here
Yeah.
with our overlay district, so it doesn't go to the BZA.
Concerns? Questions?
Well,
Mr. Rennie?
the only thing I just questioned, and maybe somebody can explain it better, but if our ordinance allows 83 square foot, we're almost doubling it, so, I mean, it was there for a reason that we made it 83.
The problem was originally, the way the ordinance is set up, it goes by the size of the building. And their narrow part is the front of the building, not the sides, so kind of restricts them. So I don't really have a problem with it. In fact, they're cleaning it up pretty well. Everything below Steak and Shake is all informational anyway of what they sell.
And if I could just chime in, everything but the channel letters are really only visible from, I mean, if you're right next to the building driving past it, or if you're in the parking lot. So the main draw to the building will be those
Yeah.
channel letters up top.
I've been over there quite a
Yeah.
bit, so, too many
Thank you.
times, actually.
I don't have an issue with them just coming back here, and I don't have an issue with the additional.
As long as the banners are
Yeah, the
gone.
banners are gonna be gone, and the orange,
Yes, yes. The cones, pylons,
The cones,
what
yeah.
have you, yeah.
And they get a permit if they haven't already.
okay? Anybody have an issue with that? Okay. Okay, April 6th, and make sure you get with Denise about a permit.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for your
Yep,
time.
Thank you. Any correspondence? We are adjourned.